Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Regine. I'm from the Nanyang Business School Graduate Studies team. Thank you for joining our Masters of Science, Marketing Science student sharing sessions. Here with me today are four lovely students from our program, as well as my cohort, my colleague Li Shan, also here with me today. Yeah, so we will be, starting the sharing session very soon. As I think a lot of you are still logging in, so let us give ourselves 1 minute before we start the session. So just a little bit to make sure that everybody is able to hear me. Please, raise up your hand in the chat, not to physically raise your hand in the chat for the audience if you're able to hear me. If you have any questions, you can actually type into the chat section that you see on your control. Yeah, and then we'll be able to see the questions that you have. Okay, I see many people raising their hands, so all good. Everybody can hear me. Thank you again, once again, for taking the time to join us. This is the first time that we are actually organizing such a students sharing session, and I believe it will really benefit many of you who are looking at considering applying to our program. So what is better than hearing straight from our student, their experiences, their insights in the program. So how the session will be the student will give their sharing, and then I'll be asking them some questions. And before we end this evening session, there will be a live question and answer. So you are welcome to type in your questions throughout the session in the chat, and we will try to answer as many questions as we can before the end of the session. So, okay, without any further delay, let me start the session. So first, I will ask each of our students to actually introduce themselves. So they will be sharing their name, their undergraduate program that they are doing, and if they have work experience, they will be sharing their most recent work experience prior to joining the program. And then they will also share with us the reason for joining this program in Singapore in NTU. So okay, so first on the list will be Si. Si, over to you.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Si. Nice to meet you guys here. I'm actually from Xi'an Jietong University in China, and my undergraduate study is bilingual English and Russian. So about my reasons to join NTU Marketing Science program, there are actually two reasons. The first one is I think this program is very well organized. There are some courses I'm quite interested in, for example, the digital marketing, the neuroscience in marketing, and etc. And also this program will provide us a chance to work in Singapore for 6 months. This chance could provide me with some a great chance to work in get some real working experience in Singapore, and it also allows me to find a job in the autumn recruiting season of 2021. And the second reason is that I feel Singapore is a great place with different culture integrated. So here I can know more about Western culture, and also Eastern Asian culture, and here I can keep myself updated with all those latest Chinese news and technologies. So that's my reason to join the NTU program.
Okay, sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much, Si, for your sharing. So next, it will be Klisa. She will be sharing with us. Yeah, Klisa, over to you.
Okay, hi everyone. It's nice to meet you guys. So my name is Klisa, and I'm from Indonesia. And my undergrad university was the University of Groningen in the Netherlands. And I also studied international business, the Bachelor of Science, in University of Groningen. So for the reason that I wanted to join this course is because I grew to love marketing in university, and but I wanted to know more about the technical aspects of marketing and how technology can be integrated in marketing to improve um, the marketing aspects. So when I learned about this program, I thought that this is actually the perfect match for me and for my needs. So so yeah, I just really wanted to know more about the analytical side of marketing and also how to apply technology, especially since in the future technology will be much more advanced and marketing will be transformed because of technology. So that's my reason for joining this program.
Okay, thank you, Klisa. Thank you so much for your sharing. So next, it will be Pookie. Pookie, over to you.
Hello, hi, my name is Fuki, and I went to Bangkok University, majoring in Communication Arts International Program back in Thailand. So I also have a few recent employment. I used to work in Unilever as internal communication, and then I moved to Salmon Creative House, a local creative house in Thailand as an account manager. And the reasons for me of joining the school is that I came from, first of all, the reputation. We all know how great NTU is, and they are the Asia top business school. And I want to really experience the world-class experience because I came from Thailand. I want to know how it is, when you actually get to study in Singapore, where there's a lot of regional companies, global companies. It's really another, like, to the next level. And I really want to learn marketing insights in the Asia market because my aim in the future is to explore my career in the Asia's market. So that's why I did not think of going to Europe or the States, because my plan is really to have like my work in Asia. So I really want to understand and learn how the system works in Asia. And NTU also will allow me to get jobs in Singapore, especially those regional roles that I really wanted to do, and they have the ability to train us to become managers. So these are all why I really wanted to join NTU, and I was able to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Pookie. Thank you so much for sharing. I think many of our audience also resonate with you. So, okay, last one but not the least is Nikita. Nikita, could you, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Regine. So hi everyone, I'm Nikita. I have been living in Singapore for about 15 years, so I know, just like everyone else here, how reputable NTU is, one of the top 3 universities in Singapore, which is obviously a great label to have on your resume. So that was one of the biggest things that attracted me to NTU. But before I get into that, just a little background about myself. So I actually did my undergrad about 4 years ago. I finished my undergrad 4 years ago from a university in Australia, and I come from a very unlikely background, which is I actually went to a hotel school and I did event management. During one of the internships, I fell in love with marketing, and that's how I decided to move back home to Singapore and pursue marketing. And through the journey, I've been working with agencies, and the latest one that I worked at was called Happy Marketer, and it's part of one of the bigger brands called, if you have heard of it, Dentsu Asia's Network, which is now the Dentsu Network. So the main reason that I actually left that job in order to pursue a master's is because I felt stagnant where I was in my career, and I wanted to explore something new. I have always been someone passionate about learning, and I wanted to pursue one of my dreams was to study in a very reputable university, and getting into this program made that happen. And in addition to that, I was looking for at least quite a few years for a master's program, which was actually evolving with how marketing is evolving in this day and age. And every single marketing program that I looked at was same, there was nothing new about it, except until I actually came across this course, which was actually, I don't want to use the word renovated, but it's a new course compared to what it has been for the past few years. And it looked into topics which is of a big interest to me, which is consumer behavior, which is consumer psychology, how people actually think and work, and how that can be replicated into marketing, because there are not many subjects around which, I mean, master programs that are around that can join both of them and help us teach from one of the best faculties around the world, actually, not just Singapore. So that really is a reason why I chose to study this program in this university, and not a generic course like a master in management or an MBA either, because I did not want to go down the generic path, because I knew my passion for marketing already. I didn't want to rediscover it. So I just wanted to put all my thinking energy that I have left in actually studying about marketing. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your heartfelt sharing. I mean, I didn't realize all their history that until I hear their sharing today. Well, I think for the benefits of the audience who have may not have researched so much into our program, the marketing science program is actually a newly revamped program. So this year is the first intake that we are recruiting our student as in this new name, marketing science, and these are our first cohort in this new name with the revamped curriculum. So this program is a one-year full-time program only, and our curriculum has a focus in 3 areas: the marketing core, the consumer insights, as well as the marketing technologies modules. So if you're interested to learn more, just go to our website to take a look through it. So let's get into the sharing now. So first, okay, I have questions for Klisa. So, Klisa, you have studied in Indonesia and Netherlands, and now in Singapore. So, how do you find the studying experience in Nanyang Business School in Singapore as compared to in Indonesia and Netherlands?
Okay, so for me, like the Nanyang Business School is definitely very challenging, and it's definitely a course where all of the professors and all of the level of education that is given is quite high, and it's actually comparable to the education that I've received in the Netherlands in the University of Groningen. So the University of Groningen is a very theoretical university. So all of the courses that I took are heavily theoretical. So it was more about memorizing and learning about the different theories about business, and not really applying it in a practical way. So, but in Indonesia, it's actually the opposite. So in Indonesia, it's more practical. So we didn't learn too much about theories, but we learned more about maybe forming our own business or making an event, and then trying to invite people to come to the event and just participate. So, but with the Nanyang Business School and with the program, it's half and half. So I learn about theory, but also I learn how those theories can be applied in real life. So at first it is a bit challenging, because I have to kind of understand the theories and be able to apply it in different situations. But I think that it's actually worth it, because I get 2 different perspectives about marketing. And I know, like, if I want to work in the future, I know how to apply those theories and to be able to grow and to be able to just rise in the company and be able to show what I've learned in my years in this program. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Klisa. Can I just ask one question? You mentioned that in Nanyang Business School is a very applied learning. So what kind of techniques or tools or did the faculty in Nanyang Business School help you, to teach you this applied way? Is it through case studies, presentations, or how do you do it? Yeah.
Definitely, there's a lot of presentations that we have to do, and I think the presentations is mostly about real life situations, and like how we can use the theories that we learned to apply it in those real life situations. And I think that's really interesting. And like the course that we just took recently was the digital marketing course, and in that course we had to examine the digital marketing of an actual company. So we had to look up all of the details about the company and how are they doing in their digital marketing, and also how to improve on them. So I thought that was really interesting, and I definitely learned a lot that course, and I really enjoyed myself because the professor was also very helpful, and he knew a lot about digital marketing, and yeah, I learned a lot of new insights from that course.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lisa. So next, I have a question for Siyi. your undergraduate major was in, Russian and English. So what made you pursue a degree in marketing? So what sparked your interest in this area?
Okay, for this question, actually, I think language for me is more like a tool of communication and the key to other cultures. So I think only knowing language is not enough. So I want to develop myself to become a disciplinary like talent. So I choose marketing as my field I want to dig deeper into, because I feel like marketing is not only a art, but also a science. So I'm very interested in communicating with others, and also I'm interested in people. So I'm also keen to learn some new things and quite interested to know how to use new tech or methods in better knowing the consumers. So I feel the marketing is a perfect discipline for me.
Okay, was it hard for you to adapt because language is quite different from marketing, I would say? Do you have difficulty, thinking in a very different way or adapting to here in the Nanyang Business School?
Yeah, actually, I have several like internship before, both in like branding and also like in PR and also marketing research. So marketing isn't a very like strange or like unfamiliar discipline for me, and I already built some knowledge on it. And for the courses in NTU, of course, it's a like higher level of courses. It's not like fundamental courses, but professors would always give us some like um, materials or articles to read if we feel like we are not unfamiliar with it. We also have textbook, but for the courses, as Kalisa just mentioned, it's more practical and teach us how to use the knowledge or all these principles or like the rules to better improve the marketing like efficiency and others. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing, Siyi. So next, so we have asked Siyi and Klisa. I mean, they're more like fresh graduates with not really a lot of work experience prior to joining the program. So the next I will ask is Nikita and Pookie. So Nikita, you have quite a bit of experience in digital marketing. So how do you envision this program, to complement your work experience or your career after graduating from the program?
Well, like you mentioned, I do have experience. However, what I really like is that out of the 12 modules that we're studying in this program, right, only one of them is digital marketing, which goes to show how big this world of marketing really is and how much of an impact it has on business decisions. So what I do want, this is the reason why it excites me so much. I wish for this program so that to actually hone my digital marketing skills in one as a subset, but overall also help me become a holistic marketer, which is important in order to being in roles which will help you understand the impact of marketing on every single business decision that you make. So what I want this course to do is exactly that, make me a holistic marketer, which is who understands consumers just as well as how to actually measure marketing efforts, how to calculate the marketing ROI. And in addition to that, though I've always been from an international background because I went to an international school, I studied overseas and I came back. It's also helping me understand a lot of my classmates in a different way because I have worked with different types of people. However, working with them in an academic environment is different because the school is an environment where it helps you're allowed to make mistakes and actually broaden your horizons as opposed to work where you make a mistake and you're actually reprimanded for it. So it's a scenario where it's helping me build teamwork skills, how to be more patient, how to be more understanding, how to find a way to explain my own thoughts in a different way, and most importantly accept everyone else's opinions in order to actually think broader. So that is the reason why I am utilizing this platform of the marketing science program in order to become a better marketer and a better team player, because I think that's extremely important in this day and age, especially when there's COVID happening and you can't actually interact with people like face to face. However, because we're grateful that I can meet my classmates now that everyone is in Singapore, and of course it's learning at a different level altogether, because you can actually look at them and see them in person as opposed to virtually. So yeah, that is what I hope to gain out of this program to complement my work experience.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're definitely right. I think, in a classroom, in a program, you're allowed to kind of like make a mistake, because in a real world, if you make a mistake, it could cost your clients, thousands of dollars, and you could even lose your job. Yeah, so
Yes.
Definitely this allows you to, experiment, and learn from your classmate, because you're like, here we have, from different parts of Asia, your classmates. So it is a way to learn, because I think in a master's program we don't just learn from the professor itself, we also learn from the peers in the classroom. So which is why when we hope to, of course, recruit a cohort that is made out of diverse and interesting background, where everybody is able to learn from one another. Yeah. So Pookie, I have a questions for you. I think in earlier in your introduction, you have mentioned about why you chose Singapore and NTU to pursue your postgraduate degree. So I mean, how do you like it so far? And was it easy for you to adapt, to study in NTU and to live in Singapore?
If I say it was easy, I would be lying, right? It's challenge for me because coming all the way from Bangkok, and I have never had an experience studying overseas, but I have been to international schools as well, and I met a lot of foreigners, but that's different. It was still home. But then coming to Singapore, there were a few cultural adaptation that I have to do. But since it's very close to Bangkok, so a lot of things don't take so much time to adapt. So I'm already adapting well now so far, and I really enjoy studying here. I love the model. I like because I really enjoy studying. Like their interview really gives you out the how you comprehend both marketing and technology. So that's what I've been getting so far. They don't go all the way technological that I don't understand. They have a very common ground with marketing that I really understand, and all the technologies that they're trying to teach us, it's all worthy for marketing in today's world, because we needs it. Like marketing is really evolving, and technology is very important for it. So in conclusion, I actually enjoy studying here very much. The campus is huge and it's full facilities. Like you will be very impressed with NTU. It's very professional. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Pookie. Well, I guess you mentioned that our program is really a mix of marketing and technology, and I guess it really embodies the strength of studying NTU, as the name of our university suggests, technological. So technology is really like in the DNA of NTU. So studying in NTU, we are able to leverage on all the the research that NTU invests in technology and innovation. We're able to use that and translate into a business outcomes. So I guess this is one point about studying NTU. The leveraging on the different strength of NTU business and technology. Yeah, and also when the program started in July, we were all in the midst of a pandemic, and I guess all of you have to start the classes through online learning, and then now you're finally here in Singapore for your second trimester. So maybe Pookie, would you like to share how was the transition like, from online learning to in-person, and do you have to do like the stay-home notice? How was it?
Okay, first of all, the stay home notice, the quarantine. So I came from Bangkok, so I had to stay in the hotel for 14 days. So that was challenging, but then because we go to NTU, the government will help us subsidize the payment for the quarantine, which is great, and we'll get randomly sent to different hotels. But I promise you, it's all very nice hotels. I got a very great hotel. I enjoyed that part very much. Yeah, and yeah, the transition is that i I'm never the person who likes studying online, because I like physical classes, I like textbook, I like writing down notebooks, meeting people and talking. So I was actually, honestly speaking, at the beginning I was actually upset, that I have to go online. But when I studied online, NTU did not make it feel like it's a big deal at all. They tried to provide us with the best facility they could. Everything was pretty good, I would say. And the best part of it is that me and my classmates like Nikita, C, and Klissa, we were always thinking, how would it be like if we actually meet in person? Because you only meet one another half body in a Zoom call. Spend lots of time together because we have a lot of projects, and we have around 3 days of class per week, but we have to have a call every day because we have really a lot of presentations. So we really got closer through Zoom. Like, it's a little bit weird, but we did. And then once I met my classmate, and it wasn't weird at all. It was just like, oh, you were taller than I thought. You were like that. So it was really, the transitions was very smooth, and I think we all adapt to it very quickly, and it was really awesome meeting people physically and teachers, although we have to wear masks all the time, but then we have our name tag, so professor will know us for sure, who are you talking, like who are participating, so yeah, I think everything went by very smoothly, and it's I think it's also a very good experience that we are learning during COVID situation, because when will you ever get to do this kind of learning? Like, never. I never thought I'll be experienced anything like this too. Yeah, so it was very smooth and very professional. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But I guess when the pandemic hit us, I think the world is all unprepared for it. Yes, and I think even at the business school at NTU, we also have to quickly convert all our class to online. So actually, in terms of the few universities in Singapore, I'm proud to say that Nanyang Business School is the only business school where all our master's program are able to start on time in July. So we did not delay the intake. We did not, have to scrape the intake or something. We start on time online. And like Puki said, the experience was actually not too bad, not as bad as she has imagined it to be. And I guess, and then, now that we are all in Singapore having in-person classes, I guess the feeling, the appreciation is much higher than before. Yes. And of course, it teaches us to be adaptive as well. I guess this is living proof that our students are all very adaptive people. Yeah. So I
One
think the next question, yeah, sorry, okay, yes.
wanted to add, I just cannot let go of it because one thing I really respect about NTU is that the classes through Zoom was not even like scripted, or like I heard many schools, they have a recording class where you go through the recorded sessions, but for NTU we have an actual like real-time Zoom, so there's still interaction, so it's everything is real time, and I think that's great because I don't think learning from a recorded session will allow you to reflect so much of the questions back, and then you cannot hear our like classmates' opinions and ideas about certain things, because their opinion matters a lot too. They actually help us get like stronger, like explore deeper to certain topics. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it
that
for
is
me.
indeed very true. Thank you so much, Pookie, for adding that, because actually to the faculty, they would really rather much teach in person because they don't have to set up all the gadgets. And then, they have to think about a new way of teaching, how to make online class interesting and not have people like falling asleep. Yeah, so actually it's tougher for them, but our faculty made it. Yeah, so yeah, kudos to our faculty and our students for, making the class interesting as well. Because I think for the class to be interesting, I think it takes a lot for the student to participate actively as well. Yeah. So next question I have is for Siyi. Yeah, what is the most interesting module in your first trimester so far, and how was your experience, working with your, classmates from different, different parts of the world? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think for last semester, the most interesting module for me is the strategic marketing. So I really enjoyed that session, like that module, because it really give us some hands-on experience and understanding about marketing. So we got a very interesting and exciting marketing simulation in that course. We use MarkStrat. So in that simulation system, you actually can it's actually quite complex simulation. So you can produce your products in the simulation. You can try to find more about the consumer needs, and you can decide how much you would produce and how much money you want to spend on marketing or like commercial team, and whether you want to enter a new market or do like R&D for specific like customer needs, and you compete with your course mates real time. So every week, professor will release the results of each round of simulation on Thursday, and it's very exciting, and it's really increase the bonding between all our classmates. So it's really unforgettable experience for me, and all the knowledge is kind of hands-on, and you suddenly got it when you experienced it in the simulation. So I really love that experience. And besides, I think all the NTU professors are very approachable. So I was majoring in English and Russian. So actually my knowledge or understanding on marketing isn't that deep, but if every time I have any question, I can just email professor and schedule a Zoom call. So they would be very patiently and detailedly answer my questions. So I really love that part.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. And about the experience working with my course mates, I have to mention that we have a very diversified class. So our course mates are not only from are from different countries, including China, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, and Philippines. So roughly half of them have working experience, and many of them not only studied in their own countries, but also have study experience in or received a bachelor degree from US, UK, Australia, Netherlands, and etc. So I can actually learn a lot from them, and some of them are quite good storyteller, and some of them are more analytical. So I really value every chance I study or work with them. So my experience.
Okay, thank you, Siyi. How about Lisa? What is your experience like working with your classmate? I mean, you have studied in different places, so I thought it would be interesting to hear from your perspective.
Yeah, I think for me, it was an amazing experience because, like Z said, everyone is unique and everyone comes from different backgrounds. They have different, they're from different countries, and they also have different cultural perspectives and insights that I can learn from. So I really like that because a lot of my classmates have a totally different life than me because I moved a lot in my childhood and I lived in different cultures, but still I still don't know a lot about their own cultures. So it was really interesting to learn from them. And also everyone is very friendly, everyone is supportive, and even though we have a class where we kind of compete with each other in teams, we still support each other and we still motivate each other to work hard and to do well. So I really like that kind of friendship that we have and the relationship that we also have. And also like with our professors too, they're really helpful. And with any problem that you have, it's really easy to contact them. Either you talk to them physically or just send them an email. They will always reply really fast. And I really like that about NTU. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess before we go to the Q&A, so how about everyone just describe your experience of the program in just one sentence? How about let's start with Anhita.
Oh no. Okay. I think I'll say enlightening. I think that's one word actually, more than a sentence, that I can use in order to describe my experience here.
Okay, how about Pookie?
I would say challenging, competitive, but also welcoming. Right.
Okay, how about Lisa?
I think for me, it's definitely an exciting and challenging and new, and also it really pushes your limits and also encourages you to think both creatively but also analytically.
Okay, how about Siyi?
I feel it's a very fresh, but very insightful like experience.
Okay, I guess from all the sharing, I can say that all of you find the program quite challenging. There's quite a lot of assignments, but at the same time, it is also fun. You find it, you are engaged, you learn a lot of new things. So I guess it balances up in a way. Yeah, so I think we have a lot of questions. So let me open up the questions panel and then we'll try to go through them. And I'll direct the question to our students to answer them. If they're not the right person to answer, maybe me or Lishan will also help to answer. So please feel free to type in your question into the chat panel. Okay, so let me just open up that. Okay, so I have the first question from Shu Yu. So she asked, what is the class size for the next year intake? Lishan, would you like to help with this?
Okay, for next year's intake, we're looking at around 40. So we would like to tell you that it is a very competitive. So just do your best.
Yes, that's right. Okay, the next question is, how is life in Singapore for an international student? What are the pros and cons? This is from Cherry Baba. Who would like to answer these questions? Since all of you are international students. Okay, maybe not Nihita. I think you can free yourself of this. Maybe Klisa, since you have lived in many countries, so I think you would be a good person to share. Yes.
Yeah, so I think for me, like I've only lived here for around 2 months, but I really feel that it's very similar to Indonesian culture. But in Singapore, it's like everything is very simple. Transportation is simple. If you want to eat food, there's good food and everywhere you go, basically. And also, I think the hardest part, I think, was to adapt to my dorm life because it's definitely different than my dorm in Groningen in the Netherlands. And I think the hardest part was just that, and also just to adapt to the courses because I basically learned a lot about theory before I came to NTU. So being able to learn about the practical elements of marketing is a challenge for me, but I was able to do it because of my friends that have been helping me and also the professors. So, yeah.
Okay, great. So next, I have a question from June. She was asking, what is the class schedule like for this program? Is it like, can you share a little bit, like how many days of classes do you have in a week? Maybe Nihita, would you like to share?
Sure. We have 3 days of classes a week, but okay, so just to give you an overview, there are 12 modules over 1 year, and then they're divided 4 across 3 trimesters. Within each trimester, we have one intensive module, which goes over the span of about 5 days, and it's 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. And then other than that, in those 5 days, you go through all your assignments and everything. So it's an extremely intensive course, and you basically don't even know that it has finished when it has finished. And however, other than that, you have 3 always on classes during a trimester, which is basically 3 days a week. So at the moment, we have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which we have modules in. They're either the morning slot, which is 9 a.m. to 12:15, or they're the afternoon slot of 1:45 to 5 p.m. And so you might think it's little when it comes to just 3 days of classes, but it's because you need all the rest of the 4 days of your week to actually study what you have learned, catch up on your readings, as well as work on your individual assignments, team up with your group in order to work on your presentations, etc. So, and then in addition to that, the career guidance team also organizes a lot of workshops that you are encouraged to attend, and some of them are compulsory, and now they're on campus as well, so it can take a lot of your commute time. And so it's actually a key skill that you need to have is time management in this course, because there's so much to do, even though you might think there isn't, because there's only a few hours of class a day. Because I know some other programs have classes every day, and they also they don't have any free days, so they have Monday to Thursday classes, other universities. So I think that is how the schedule is divided up. If anyone else needs to add anything, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that there's a next related question from Valerie. She asked, does the curriculum feel stressful or compressed? How many hours do you spend on classes and assignments on an average per week? Maybe Pookie, would you like to help us with this?
Sure. I would say it's competitive, but I would also say that our professor give us quite an amount of time to do a lot of the projects. If like the 5 days intense class that Nikita just said, professor usually give us some time in class to do the work too, to catch up with the groups, because it's really, really intense. Like imagine you have to go to class at 9 and then it finish at 5. You need to sleep too, you need to have dinner too. So it's they really give us enough time. I also think that you really have to have very good time management. You have to be very dedicated because it's a full-time course. You can do part-time work, but you have to be a master in dealing with all your time and the workload, because although they give us enough time to do the assignment, but then we also have readings. We have to always keep up with the class lessons, because it's a lot and it's very challenging and it's always evolving. Professors will always give us like real cases that's always evolving, and we will have to participate in class and trying to adjust with those marketing problems and so on. So I would say so far it's challenging for me, but it's not doable. It's very doable, but you just have to be very dedicated. Yeah.
Okay, sounds like I hear a theme here. Time management is key. Yeah, but I guess even in the working world, time management is also key, because we also have to juggle multiple campaigns, multiple projects. So we also have to see which one is more priority, etc. So I think it's a good skill to hone during your master's program, because it's a skills that it can bring you to the workplace. Yeah. Okay, so next question I have here is, are there any scholarship at NTU? From Jasmine. Lishan, would you like to help with this?
Yes, we do offer scholarships. It is actually partial merit scholarships. Yeah, we full scholarships are right now. If you are wondering, there isn't at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we also offer 2 grants, which is for Singapore citizens as well as NTU alumni. So, if you're a Singapore citizen, you get 10% off the tuition fee. If you're also an NTU alumni, then you get another 10% off, which stacks up to 20% off the tuition fee. So these are also grants as well. So our partial scholarship, as Lishan has shared, they are all merit-based. Yep. Okay, so next questions. Let me see. Okay, so what kind of career services does NTU provide? Si, would you like to, share more about the career services that you have gotten so far?
Yeah. a lot.
A lot.
Yes. So I can divide it into 4 parts. Like first, like actually, we got all different kinds of workshops, like better prepare us for like recruiting season. For example, like resume session or a workshop, or like CV or a cover letter workshop. And also we can learn a lot about like how to do networking, how to do self branding, and etc. So it's like all this kind of very highly interactive workshop. Besides that, like NTU also provides the like one-to-one instruction on the for example, I can record my like introduction video, or like other interview video, so I can make a schedule with our careers instructor to look through it, give me some suggestions. I can write my resume or like cover letter and send to them to see whether it's good enough, like which part need to further improve. And also they can also provide us many services, like help us to shoot the professional photos, help us to learn how to dress properly, how to design our LinkedIn page, like all these kind of services. And also we have a website with all different kind of internship or full-time job or part-time job posted. So if we are interested, we can just simply apply for that. So these are the services I just think of like at this moment. I hope it
Yeah,
will help.
definitely. Yeah, thank you, Sui. Definitely, our careers office, if I may add, is actually a dedicated careers office for the master students in Nanyang Business School. So for our undergraduate programs, they have their own careers office. So this office is really just to help our master students. So I think like they all share, there are a lot of workshops they can attend. They also have our proprietary, job, those kind of jobs search platform called Career Feed, right? Yes. So our teams of career counselors, they're always on the lookout for internship or full-time job opportunities, and they post it on Career Feed for our students to apply to. And if you're shortlisted for any interviews, I think they also take time to help you go through some mock interview with you. And I think they also provide a one-to-one career counseling. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So I think all these are really a lot of services for our students to use. Yeah. Okay, Sam, we have a lot of questions, so I'm going to pick and choose. Okay. So there's a question that asked from Diane. Do you feel left out, joining the program without any work experience? Maybe Lisa, could you, help to answer that? Do you think it's a disadvantage, to join the program without any work experience?
I think personally, it's not necessarily a disadvantage, because I feel like because I just freshly graduated, like I still have a lot of information about business, about marketing that I can contribute to the class. So whenever there's participation, like I try to contribute what I learned in business, what I learned in my undergraduate years. So, but I think there is a difference, because some people who have work experience, they have more knowledge and they have more practical experience, and I don't really have much of that. But it's still, I still don't really feel left out, because I learned a lot from my undergraduate years, and it's not really a necessity to have work experience. So I think you just have to just be confident in what you're saying, and just contribute as much as you can, and there's no wrong answer. Like even if you feel like you don't really have as much knowledge as the people who already have work experience, like I still don't really feel left out, because all the professors are very welcoming, and they really help you out, and yeah, you don't really have a wrong answer. So just try to do your best and contribute as much as you can.
Yep. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, another question is from Sai Fan. I think he asked, can you share your admissions interview experience? Maybe Pookie, would you like to help out with that question? How was your admission interview like?
I have to think
It's been a
back.
while.
I was interviewed by our course director, Prof. Lynn, and I was super nervous back then because they were just smiling and I don't know if I was doing well or I was not doing well. So they will basically ask you what are you going to contribute to the class? Why do you want to be here? What are you going to learn? What that you wanted to learn, and what is your pursuit for your career in the future. So I would say that you should really prepare yourself with your answers. Be so thoughtful about your answers because it really matters. And I would say that I heard there's a lot of people who sign up for the course and they only take 40 participants. It's not easy at all, and try to be original and make it reasonable. Whatever you're saying, whatever you're contributing, you try to be original and try to be truthful about it. Yeah, if you're passionate enough, they can spot you for sure. Yeah, I hope that helps.
Okay. I think so. Yeah, definitely. Be yourself. I think let your personality shine through. So, and of course, the questions that we generally ask are like, what do you see yourself as getting out of the program? Some of your career goals, immediate career goals upon completing the program. If you have like relevant marketing internship or work experience, we may ask you about your understanding about certain things. It's really a casual question and answer. It's also an opportunity for you to find out from us, the admissions interviewer. I mean, whether our program is the right one for you. So yeah. Okay, next question is about, is it easy to, apply for on-campus, campus housing, and what is the living cost like in Singapore? Maybe Si can help out. I think a lot of people are worried that because we are the most expensive city in the world, so I guess they are conscious about how much they need to save up for. Maybe Si, could you help us?
About how easy to get a campus housing. I think most of our like classmates got a campus dorm. So there are like very many different kind of dorms, like have single room or apartment or like shared room. So just simply apply. I think most of you guys applied would get a like dorm provided. And about living expenses, I don't feel it's quite high if I just living on campus because we have many canteens. So here you got many different kind of foods from different country. The price is quite affordable. I think compared with my living experience in China, it's more expensive, like a little bit, but not very expensive.
Okay, thank you, Si. I guess we are not that expensive. I think especially if you stay on campus, I think the pricing are definitely quite affordable. So yeah, and I think on-campus housing, well, there is a lot of people like to stay on campus because of the convenience. So definitely may not be available to everybody who applies for it. So my only advice is when you are able to apply for on-campus housing, when it's open for application, just put in your application and give it a shot. If not, there's also a lot of private housing that's around NTU campus that you can rent a room or even share apartment with. Yeah. Okay, so next question is from Anissa. She's asking, can you give an example on the business case that you are working in the classroom? Are they real business case from companies? Maybe Nikita, would you like to answer that?
Okay. All right, so I think more than business cases, right? Yes. Okay. So we're not allowed to actually give you a lot of information about some of the projects we work on because we sign NDAs with the companies. But so I will give you a scenario where for strategic marketing class, we actually work on a real life problem that one of the companies is going through, and they do a session with us to tell us their business problems, and they want us to come back with solutions to these problems. And it is actually a real case study, with that is the reason why we're not allowed to share much about it, because they share numbers, they share everything. So you really work on actual life situations. It's not even about something that happened in the past and they bring it up again. And this helps you actually do good research on ground, because you know that it's having an impact on the company that you're working for, because eventually there are some students that are selected to actually present these case problems and case solutions to the actual management team of the business. So there are real case studies that you work on, but at the same time there are practice case studies that you work on for especially for our module for finance. We were graded a lot on how a majority, not a majority, but quite at least half of our group grade was dependent on how we approach our case studies as a group project. And it is purely finance for marketing, and it's not even just finance in general. So it's a different sort of approach that you have to take. And the other type of case studies that we look at are actually ones that we create on our own. So for example, for digital marketing, like my friend Krista here told us about it. We actually had to choose a company, and even Sihi spoke about it as well. We had to choose a company where we have to do an audit to figure out what is happening. We had to understand ourselves without talking to anybody what the problem was and solve it ourselves. So it's not just about someone approaching us with a problem. Yes, that is great, but at the same time, you learn how to spot problems without talking to people who are going through the problems, which I think is extremely important. And the professors actually guide you how to do it. They provide you with frameworks. They provide you with questions to actually answer so that you can be guided towards a good solution. So there are different types of cases that you do, but yes, there are real case studies. There are staged case studies that help you actually learn the theory as well as the concept. And then there are case studies you create on your own.
Wow, thank you so much. I didn't realize there are cases that you can create on your own. So even I also learned something new from this student sharing session. So I think at the Nanyang Business School, we pride ourselves for having a very kind of a hands-on learning approach in all our programs. So I think especially for marketing, you really need to have the hands-on to be able to get a feel of what is working, what is not. And I think like Nikita put it across, I thought it was a very nice, like you need to be able to spot the problem before, you even know there is a problem. So wow, that is anticipating, and helping our students to really think ahead, anticipate, and come up with a solution before it happens. And like I said, and I think yes, we uses a lot of companies approach our school, not just in the marketing science program, but in our MBA programs, etc. Real life organization actually ask our students to solve business challenges for them on those like a life consulting project, etc. So again, like Nikita said, a lot of these companies we can't say the name because we have to sign a confidentiality agreement with them. But of course, if your concept is good, if your solution is good, you may see it being adopted into into the company. Or this could be also a good way for you to even explore future employment with these organizations. So definitely a good way to put your foot in to network with people from the industry. So I think there's a lot of other questions. I'm just going to briefly close it on some of the questions that they come out repeatedly. They are more of the admissions kind of question, which I'll answer. And then I think we will call it a day, because our students, like I said, they have a lot of assignments to complete. So about the admissions is a rolling for us. So we're already accepting application for next year intake. So regardless of when the deadline is, if you submit a full application now, including your supporting documents, our admissions team will process your application, and you will get to be interviewed if you are shortlisted into the program. So if you're not invited for admission interview, then you may not be successful in your application. So it's a rolling admissions. And I think some of the questions asked is whether will we have online classes next year? Well, if the current pandemic remains to be this good and it continues to improve next year in July, we should be able to have an in-person class, not like this year where the class started in the middle of a circuit breaker, a lockdown. Yeah, different country call different terms. Yeah, so our students were not able to come into Singapore, and neither is their country allowing their citizens to cross the border as well, which is why we have to start with online classes. But of course, if the pandemic situation improves, we should all be able to start in person in NTU next July. So yeah, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, so I think that's about all the kind of admission kind of interview questions. So I will just leave my contact details here. If you have any questions, feel free to send me and Lishan an email, or you can add me on WeChat for those who are based in China. Yeah. And to our students, thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I know how important time management is. I'm keeping to 1 hour. Thank you so much for all your insights and sharing. I think the audience and I and Lishan learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Regine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank you. So see you all in campus. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you.
See you.